Devil May Cry is a franchise I have a long history with. I have this core memory of being like 6 years old on my aunt's PlayStation, and her boyfriend walked into the room and asked,
"Why are you playing the girl character?"
And I remember thinking, what a gay-ass question. He's doing heroin now, I'm making anime videos, life goes on. This has a special place in my heart, so when I heard Netflix would be shoveling millions of dollars into an anime adaptation, I prepared for mid, and we got... It's complicated. A lot of times when people appraise an adaptation, their criticism boils down to, "This is different and I'm pissed off by that." There is an entire subreddit dedicated to hating the Last of Us TV show simply because they think Bella Ramsey is ugly. This is because we're all really hot on Reddit. When I go outside, I get comments like, "Where you going, slinky p***?
How long do it stretch, brown boy?"
And that's just too much. I prefer to be retarded within the safety of my own home. What matters to me is if it's a good show, period. The adaptation stuff is secondary. Though, they did f*** up the adaptation part, so let's just talk about the show. Devil May Cry follows a world plagued by demons, and a guy based on me that hunts them. But there's a new badass in town who just stole an ancient relic from the Vatican Museum. As he leaves the place crumbling to ash, he parts with the words, "Find the hunter." This guy hunts demons! So the American government is like, "Kill him! I enjoy conflict. I wonder if we're written this way as a political statement." The problem with that plan is Dante doesn't die easily.
How the fuck?
The concept is incredibly cool, and if you want to understand Devil May Cry, we have to dissect coolness. Let's just find a good old-fashioned white boy. This is a standard variety white boy. If I had to put it into Fortnite terms, he'd be like a green. But if we drizzle a little bit of sauce on that same guy, it's like a different person. Notice how he cultivates an air of mystery? What's up with him? Does he know that nothing he's wearing matches? Does he care? Absolutely not. That's it. He could be dressed like fucking Golden Freddy, and that would just be a fact to him. It's this act of being extra whilst not caring that magnifies coolness.
Nobody even thought about what I was wearing till you brought it up!
Devil May Cry is built on this foundation, which we can see from the very first game. It ends with Dante trapped under a crumbling dungeon. He and a demonic clone of his mother begin making peace with their fate to be entombed by rubble. An airplane falls into the dungeon. It has machine guns so that Dante can shoot stalactites as he navigates a dense cave system, and as they fly out, a massive explosion erupts from the fucking mountain. It's a miracle. You figuratively lean forward to hear what Dante has to say about this.
Let's rock.
The fuck? This is not a let's rock situation. It's just a fact to him. That's what makes it cool. Now, the creator of this anime is quite out there, but he respects this aspect of the games. There's this scene where Dante is getting raided by the government, so he pops some music into his jukebox, causing a nondescript soldier to look at you, the viewer, in the eyes and say,
"I'll give you one thing. This guy's got taste."
Then they have Dante barrel roll off a dude's back and knock another dude out with his magazine and do some unnecessary spinny kick magazine flippy kick knockout. There are scenes like this intermittently throughout the show. You know, the random British furry being a badass, Dante hitting the, "What are we shooting at, guys?" It's a show that borders on corniness and is fine with that. They even woke up Evanescence to make a dedicated song for the show.
Wake me up.
They got music made by Fred Durst in this bitch, you know,
Rollin'.
Who is Fred Durst? I don't know, but I went to his Instagram page and his profile picture is of Evangelion, so fuck, dude, I'm sorry. I love the show when it's just absolutely fucking pandering to me. It's as if the creators were saying, yes, we are cashing in on nostalgia for the early 2000s. We know that you know this and don't care. Watch this. If that were the entire show, I would have no complaints. Instead, its primary focus is on the character. Anytime you have to consult a wiki page to remember who the fuck was in your show, that is bad. There are like 3 characters who exist to me in this anime: the furry, Batman, and Dante. He isn't a character who will dump his entire backstory and think his feelings out loud for the audience. Dante has such intrigue behind him. What kind of guy does it take to smile after being shot in the guts? Why is he so immersed in the world of demons? Why does he fight for a mother and her child? He won't answer these questions himself, and so your mind can actually work. You're watching the show desiring to be acquainted with this character. Imagine now, a hemorrhoid isekai. A guy's ass is hit by a truck and the hemorrhoid goes to hemorrhoid heaven, where God is like, I will send you to a new world. You will look like this, Hemorrhoid-chan. You're going to replace the main character.
But isn't he cool as f?
Yes! I enjoy fentanyl. This character's name is Lady. That's because Bitch was taken. Lady appears in the third game as a side character. While her arc is kind of important to the story, she never dominates the game because you bought it to play the guy on the cover. The anime takes a different approach by making her the guy on the cover, without putting her on the cover, because then you would say, what the f***? Why would I want to watch a show about this bitch? Who is that? This is Devil May Cry, not Lady May complain. Ooh. Lady just learned what swear words were right now.
You f***ing hon motherfucker. Fuck devils f***ed up shit. Fuck f***ing pieces.
It's as if young Sheldon were interpreted by Vizipop. Swearing is actually not that cool. In fact, I do it because I am uncool. Anytime she feels particularly strong, she'll use the word fuck to do the heavy lifting for her. That guy isn't a colossal doofus, he's a motherfucker. Always. Strangely, she's the only character in the entire show written like this. And that's not to say they aren't swearing. A scene that struck me was when this large snake demon is tracking down Lady and says this.
See to your other mission. Plasma and I can take care of the sapien bitch.
To her, Lady is that sapien bitch. She's something lesser, and so she doesn't really think much of the swear. It simply falls out of her mouth. Whereas Lady says one of these,
You f***ing
and the music stops, and she tries to look cool for the cameras. It's lazy.
Who caught who now, motherfucker?
That was the least convincing motherfucker I've ever heard in my entire life. That is probably her first time saying that.
Motherfucker.
In a vacuum, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but it did make me hate every time this character was allowed to say words. So why did she say so many words in the show? She turns the main character into the side character. I couldn't believe my eyes.
Some dickhead in a musty leather trench coat.
Why the fuck are we watching Lady do all this shit? Why is she so much of the show?
She drives the plot more than the main character does. For context, Dante is immortal, super strong, super fast, a master of all weapons, and this woman manages to beat him in every fight, outsmart him in every scene, and put him in a prison holding cell as many times as she wants. It's fucking crazy. On episode 2, she does exactly that. Dante is stuck in a jail for an entire episode, effectively becoming a plot cuck that just watches the other characters handle the story for him. Then he breaks out in the end and gets re-arrested by demons. Well, at least we're back to Dante. Nope, it's actually a Lady episode disguised as a Dante episode, as he's tied up for 17 minutes while she gets to fight the demons. Episode 6 is all about Lady and another character. Dante does not show up at all. Episode 7, Lady throws Dante in a cell again and handles the plot for him. I'm gonna stop here. So I went to Reddit, and as it turns out, I have the most lukewarm take ever. Everyone was sick of this character. But then, as if the manifestation of Reddit itself heard me, I see a post disproving me. So, the Lady May swear meme was all a big fat lie? Someone counted the screen time, and Dante does indeed have the most screen time than the rest of the characters. That's a weird way to type that. The screen time between these characters should not be near equal. I came here to see him! Imagine Naruto, but really, it's the Sakura show. Berserk, but from Corcus's perspective. Demon Slayer, whoops! All Zenitsu edition. Death Note, but the potato chips meme was a big fat lie. The layers potato chips only have 14 minutes less screen time than Light. You keep the side characters on the fucking side. I have no issue with the presence of side characters. I don't care if they have a lot of screen time. I just expect them to not suck and to allow the main character to experience the story. It's that perspective I want to see, and as someone who used to love the games, this is the character I'm coming to the show to experience. That's why he's on all of the marketing material. That's why the creator of the show is dressing up as him, and that's what makes Devil May Cry cool. Well, that and the... Fair warning, this section of the video contains spoilers. And now we're gonna really watch the anime and think, damn, that guy revealed such important plot points, dang! But they are technically spoilers. Okay, I'm going. The show really wants you to know that the American government is bad.
Americans, anything that doesn't fit your narrow understanding, you shoot, bomb, or burn without hesitation.
which I can get behind, but to be clear, it is exceedingly fucking easy to make the American government look bad. This anime aired during tax season. No Americans are with the government right now. If I showed you how much they robbed from me this year, it would make you sick to your stomach. And I'm pretty sure my taxes just bought a file a laptop. Diddlers are door dashing with our tax dollars. In the end of the show, a portal opens up bridging the human and demon worlds. What does the American government do? We start nuking the shit out of it. There's missiles, we got drone strikes, there's horrific imagery. And to be honest, I wasn't bothered by the act of terror. I found it quite empowering. Only America could hear of interdimensional travel to hell and think, there's something we can drill down there, we have to go down there. Humans being mean to demons doesn't actually make me self-reflect. You're supposed to do that. I don't give a fuck. I've seen the maybe humans were the real monsters trope enough times to throw up, and they didn't even try to make it work here. For example, Lady has hated demons her entire life. It's not unfair to say that she's been living to kill them. She's not alone either. You find out that the entire demon corps has irrational hatred for the species. But one day, Lady is saved by a family of demons, housed at risk to their own lives. Lady is...
Please, just go and leave us.
Of course, still being a bitch, but she asks about what they're doing here on Earth, and they reveal that what humans call hell is just another world, a much less habitable one with toxic air and dangerous beasts, the weak are toyed with by the strong, and one day, a rabbit came offering passage to a safer world. They had no idea that this world would be equally as challenging for them. Lady's left challenging her entire life thus far, but reluctantly decides to make this announcement for her fellow demon hunters.
To any Macayan who can hear me.
Okay? I just want to note that she has decided demon is a slur to these people and stopped using it on the same day. Like, even Abraham Lincoln got his mileage out of the N-word. There is no universe where I help him park his horse and he doesn't go, thanks, boy. And he kind of freed the slaves. Lady, who has been aggressively racist her entire life, is not going to arbitrarily decide demon is a slur and stop using it half an hour after meeting the good ones. But let's continue with this speech.
My team is gonna come in and take you all somewhere safe. Is that understood? The reason is that the demons here aren't fighters. They're refugees.
And the entire demon murder force, a collection of orphans, misfits, and others brainwashed into hating demons, goes,
oh, refugees? Why didn't you say so? Okay, fuck the original mission. Come with us, guys. You've had it hard, huh?
One guy gets a call from his boss.
This is William Baines. Why would you bring demons back to headquarters alive?
Because they're refugees, sir.
And the idea of refugees from hell did not immediately strike you as contradictory?
That is a really good point. So they go from defying orders because of one speech from Lady to doubling back and slaughtering children because of one sentence from HQ. I don't buy this character shift at all. You might be thinking, I don't know, being saved by the people you hate could probably change anyone. I kind of agree, but Lady gets an entire episode to herself and one other character. In that episode, we see that Lady has actually met these refugees and exploded their body parts with the homies. Whatever, it's not like they tried speaking to each other. Oh wait, a human actually brought some refugees over. He can talk to her and the demons are actively surrendering. No. A monster starts eating the innocent, clearly sentient demons, so Lady and her team decide to gun down everyone in the warehouse without distinction and never think about it ever again. She does not care about this. The demons clearly have culture. They feel fear and cry for one another. The same group that guns these people down without feeling anything at all hears the word refugees and goes, oh, refugees! Oh, type shit, type shit. There's no consistency within this arc. This is where I think the games actually matter. And again, I don't want to be one of those chuds that's like,
they've changed the source material. This is bad. Boobs in video games. Boobs in video games are important. AAA gaming is making us gay.
But the issue that I'm having is that the show doesn't just miss the point of the games. They haven't made it past the fucking title. Devil May Cry. Canonically, demons are selfish creatures that worship power above all. Whereas humans lose a fight, normally it goes, oh, okay, this race of person is ruined to me forever. Demons lose a fight and go, he is stronger than me. I will become nunchucks for him.
I'll be his motorcycle, and I, his DualShock 3 controller with rumble capabilities.
Their nature is completely dissimilar to humans, to the point that it's rare to find one that doesn't look down on people, one that can feel love or express sadness, but not impossible, and somewhere out there, even a devil may cry. It's about accepting that it's not your birth which determines who you are. You can be a demon with the heart of a human and a human with the heart of a demon. It's actions that determine what you are. The anime is more like, oh no, you're a good demon because you were born with the correct ethnicity. See, this is a bad demon. This is a good demon. It's easy. Here's Limp Bizkit. Rollin'. The anime seems to misunderstand why people would be excited about a show like this. We're seeing on the box art an explosion and a skull and guns and demons and Dante. Great. That's what I want to see. We can do the political shit, we can reinvent characters, but that should not be at the forefront, and if it is, I want it to be very well written. The result is a show that doesn't appeal to fans or normies. I have put so many casuals onto Adi Shankar's other video game adaptation, Castlevania. I don't give a fuck about those games, it's like old and stuff. But the show explores very real emotions. The characters don't look like Play-Doh creations when they fight. The dialogue is believable, and because the show is polished, it stands on its own 2 feet. It doesn't even need to be associated with the game. You could see a TikTok edit and think, damn, I want to watch that. What the fuck would an edit for Devil May Cry even look like? The first 2 episodes where they don't use CGI for their fights? The entire point of animating a fucking video game into anime is to watch these fights and characters be interpreted via 2D animation. I've already fucking seen them in 3D. It looked like shit, and somehow still better. Like, it was like 2003. I take no pleasure in pooping on this adaptation. I really wanted it to work. And for what it's worth, I did have fun. It's still a very original show. I think you can sit down, see a couple things you've never seen in anime before and go, that was cool. I've forgotten literally everything about this anime already. That's disappointing to me. So I want to let you guys go. But first, I wrote a little poem. I don't like demons, Scam I am.
I don't like them in a house. I don't like them with a spouse.
I hate demons so damn bad, I wouldn't one in a blouse. Lady calls them refugees. The entire US Army says, sounds good to me. All right, bitch, let them stay at your crib. We'll wait and see. And if you're a demon watching this broadcast, why don't you lean forward and kiss this brown ass? I don't like demons. Scam, I am.